So now that you have your debatable statement, right, and this topic of diabetes in poorer communities or community nations who suffer from poverty, and you've asked AI some questions about why does people from poor communities suffer from diabetes more than other communities or other nations who are more wealthy. It gives you some ideas. So you come up with the debatable statement that based on AI, what AI gave you, and based on what you already know, using your logic, using your common sense, using your research skills, you make the statement that the reason why AI, the reason why poorer nations or poorer communities suffer from diabetes is because food companies and supermarkets, food distributors, they sell products to poor people that are unhealthy and sugary, right? So now you go back to AI and you say, okay, give me evidence that the reason why poor people suffer from higher rates of diabetes because of the food companies in the supermarkets, give me evidence that supports that claim. And AI is going to give you evidence that supports that claim. Okay? And then you again have to verify that. You have to verify that. Remember, you are responsible for what you write. So you have to verify that. So you go in and you go and do a Google search. You go into reliable sources. Now let's talk about reliable sources. All right, we don't consider AI a reliable source at this moment. All right, maybe in the future, but you can ask AI to give you reliable sources. So what are reliable sources? Can anybody tell me what Can anyone name a reliable source for me? Can anyone name a reliable source for me?
Uh, Maybe for medical stuff, my clinic.
My Clinic, is that a website?
Yes, I think so.
All right, who runs that website?
Uh, it's a popular clinic, I think.
It's a public clinic, but is an actual clinic that operates and treats human beings in person?
Yes.
Is it located in Saudi?
No.
Where is it located?
I think in the United States.
Oh, you said Mayo Clinic. Are you talking about Mayo Clinic or My Clinic?
Yeah, yeah,
Mayo. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So okay, great. Okay, because I never heard of My Clinic. So let's say the topic. Let's say the website was My Clinic, and you never heard of it. I probably would not consider that a reliable source, depending on who runs that website. Now, I can go to the website and figure out who runs the website. If it's a major hospital, a government agency, then I can consider it a reliable source. Now, if it's the Mayo Clinic, Mayo Clinic, yes, the Mayo Clinic is a prestigious hospital, and we could consider any website or source that they give us pretty reliable, in most cases. All right, let's say, but for the most part, we can consider it pretty reliable. There are times where we wouldn't, but for the most part, we can consider it pretty reliable. Okay, so a website ran by the Mayo Clinic. Anything else? Any other reliable sources we could talk? We could use.
Maybe also researchers from PubMed.
So research. So if you get it from a journal, a scholarly article that has been peer reviewed, right? So for some, if you let's say you get it from um, Google Scholar, okay? Google Scholar. Anybody? Does anyone know? Let me ask this question: does anyone not know what Google Scholar is? Anyone not know? All right, someone tell me what Google Scholar is. Can anyone tell me what Google Scholar is?
I think it's a website where you can find different researches.
Right. It's a database. It's a database where you can find research. A lot of the research and all of it, for the most part, 99% of it is scholarly, meaning it's peer reviewed. Someone else looked at it before it was able to be published. Other experts in the field read the research and peer reviewed it before it was allowed to be disseminated or published. All right. So Google Scholar has a lot of articles. So most of the articles that you read in Google Scholar will be reliable. Okay. Can someone give me an example of an article or a source that's not reliable, that is unreliable?
Wikipedia, maybe.
Wikipedia. Why is Wikipedia not reliable?
It's an open source
It's
where
open source.
anyone can type anything.
Absolutely. So any open source platform is not reliable, so you cannot use it. Now Wikipedia has a lot of good information, and often sometimes it gives you the sources where it got its information, or where the author received this information from. However, we cannot cite Wikipedia. Okay, so we haven't received the final breakdown or outline of how this essay is going to look yet. But I believe normally you have to write one or two sources, or utilize one or two sources using Vancouver style. We talked about Vancouver last week. All right. Wikipedia would not be one of those sources that you use. Okay. Now, I'll tell you how I use Wikipedia. I use Wikipedia the same way I would use AI. I'll go to Wikipedia and fish for information to help me brainstorm. And if I find something interesting, then I go back and verify what I read from Wikipedia from mainly sites like Google Scholar. Also, please know that in your university account, you have access to scholarly platform. There's the university has a digital library that you can utilize to help you find reliable articles for your topics. Has anyone used the digital KSAU's digital library yet? Has anyone tried it? If you haven't tried, go onto the KSU platform, the university website, and you should have access to the digital library. All right, for the purposes of this essay, using a digital library in Google Scholar amongst other websites that are reliable, coming from government agencies, coming from reliable sources, should be fine for the purposes of this essay. Okay? All right. Now, when you now have your evidence, you have your debatable statement, and you now have your evidence that you got from AI and verified it through a reliable source, now you should be able to form a thesis statement. Remember, a thesis statement has three main parts, at the very least. It has a specific topic. Remember, it's different than a topic sentence. A thesis statement should be extremely specific, okay? Focusing on an aspect of something. In this case, it's diabetes being caused by greedy food companies and retailers, right? It should be debatable, right? Must be debatable, and it should provide a roadmap on how you're going to defend your position.